Hello everybody and welcome back. We're now kind of away from the honeymoon phase of Operation Daybreak, and as a content creator, I am of course going to be talking about the next season, because that's what we love to do. No, but seriously, for all the little details we know about Year 10 Season 3, we actually have a lot of teasers which a lot of people have somewhat overlooked about the season, and some details which I think some people have maybe forgotten over the years about what we're going to get with a new operator, because we do know more than just the surface level information for this new op. Now, I just want to say the support recently has been absolutely insane. I appreciate every one of you who have dropped a comment, even if I don't have time to respond to them all. It does truly mean the world. So if you enjoy the videos, hit that like button, sub if you haven't already, and let's take a look at Year 10 Season 3. So, of course, the first thing we all know about the new Year 10 Season 3 operator is that he is going to be from Switzerland. They announced this alongside this little teaser image / video of this operator, showing us a faint outline of him. They did say he is still going to be in the shadows for now, but it does seem like this is going to be his design for the most part. I don't think this is a placeholder or anything. I think this is actually the operator's look, but of course we have like the face hidden and stuff like that, but we can see a weapon in his hand, which is said to be a brand new weapon coming to the game. We know it's a new weapon because, one, they officially stated it's a brand new weapon, and it said on the roadmap that it's going to be a brand new weapon. But if you don't know as well, Ubisoft's current philosophy is every single new operator, so not remasters, brand new operators to the game, will all have at least one brand new weapon in their loadout. And this philosophy sort of started around with deimos. So deimos had the Vendetta pistol, Skopos has the PCX-33 assault rifle for her shells, and Raura brought the new Reaper machine pistol. He's going to be a defender. That is because they like to balance out attack and defense. Raura was an attacker. Clash remaster is obviously a defensive one, and we are getting a remaster of a pathfinding attacker in season 4, so that means that this new op is going to be a defender. We can base that off the trend, and they also did just officially state that as well. Now, they have been hyping up this gadget quite a bit, saying that it's going to unlock creativity, and they are really excited for this operator to come out. Now, something you have to remember is Ubisoft switching up the operator release cycle to one new op a season, then a remaster, then one new op, allows them to spend more time on the brand new operators themselves. They publicly stated that the idea for an operator such as Skopos, having two robots that can switch between each other, was something that was actually in the pipeline of ideas about 4 years ago. But due to the release schedule of Siege operators and the time they need to develop them, they simply just wouldn't have enough time and resources to do that with the old schedule. Well, they switched up how they do things, introduced remasters now, and it allows them to have more time on these new operators. And don't get me wrong, they hype up all their new operators, but I've never seen them hype up this one the way they've been hyping it up. I'm actually very excited to see what this person's gadget is going to be like. A lot of people initially thought this was potentially going to be Phobos. I guess it could be Phobos, but I don't think it is. Another thing which Alex K says here as well is that he's joining the Team Rainbow roster. I don't know if he's just using that as a broad sweeping term for as in he's joining the roster of Rainbow Six Siege, because honestly, from a narrative standpoint, I have a feeling that this is going to be a nighthaven operator. Now, in the lore, we of course have the Global Security Alliance Council, who oversee Rainbow, pressuring Rainbow a lot right now. Funding is very strict. We even hear that in a voice line between Ash and Thermite, that they don't want to lose any more funding. And although they may have less funding, I guess they can still recruit new operatives, or this could be like Raura, where they originated as a recruit and then get promotion. But as it currently stands, I don't know if Rainbow are in the best position to be recruiting new operatives at this time. Again, I know Alex K says that they're joining the Team Rainbow roster, but I think he means just from like a franchise and game perspective rather than narratively what team he's actually a part of in the lore. Now, there's two reasons why I think he's going to be part of Nighthaven. The first is just look at the trend of recent operators. Their squads go as follows: Viperstrike, Wolfguard, and unaffiliated because the recruits don't necessarily have a squad, Carries Legion, Wolfguard, redhammer, viperstrike, ghosteyes, nighthaven. So out of all the most recent operators, the squad which has waited the longest for a new operator is nighthaven. I guess you could also say that ghosteyes has been waiting a little bit as well, since their latest op was Solace. And by all means, the Swiss operator could be part of ghosteyes. But the reason why I think that they are a part of Nighthaven is because if we look at the current battle pass right now for Operation Daybreak, which they usually use the current season to tease the next season's operator as well, there is a voice line between Callie and Pulse, two Nighthaven agents, and I say agents here because that's what Nighthaven call their soldiers. They're known as agents, not operators. But she says the following to Pulse: I don't care if you two have grievances, Pulse. I'm calling him in now. We're not taking chances with this operation. So if you're not aware in the broader lore right now, Nighthaven are working with Rainbow once again. That means that Nighthaven are now facing off against the Keres Legion, a big threat for them. Callie owns Nighthaven. She's calling the shots here on how Nighthaven operates. And depending on how Nighthaven may feel about some stuff, if they're paid to do a job, they're gonna do the job. That's what they pride themselves on. They're mercenaries at the end of the day, and if that money's in their account, they're gonna get the job done. So I really don't know who she's talking about in this little statement to Pulse, because obviously she only has the power to call in Nighthaven operatives, so she can't be talking about any of the Rainbow ops here. And she is talking about a guy, so that also eliminates our list as well. So our list of people she could be talking about here is Wamai, Ace, Smoke, or Grim. And from previous lore, we don't really know Pulse having grievances with any of these guys. We actually know he gets along quite well with Ace. Unless their friendship has soured a little bit and we just don't know about that yet, and maybe this is a hint to that could definitely be the case here. But to me, at a surface level, this seems like a teaser of the new operator himself. The person Callie is talking about here could be this Swiss operator. From a narrative standpoint, between the time that sort of Deimos was introduced and we had that initial Keres Legion arc, and up until more recently, we didn't really hear much from Nighthaven. Like, we'd have the occasional voice lines from like Osa or something like that, or the small contacts between operators, but for the most part, the story was focused on Rainbow and the Keres Legion. Nighthaven took a bit of a back seat. So by all means, through this time, Nighthaven could have gotten a new recruit, and we simply aren't following their story, so we didn't know that. And potentially this agent from Switzerland doesn't get along with Pulse. Hence why Callie says, I don't care if you two have grievances, Pulse, I'm calling him in. And like I was saying, Callie is calling the shots for Nighthaven. She is their leader. If she feels like they need more operatives on hand to do this mission, which Rainbow have contracted them for, then that means this potential Swiss agent is going to be brought in for this mission, and that's why we're going to see them introduced in Year 10 Season 3. He might have been with Nighthaven for a little while now, so he's already had time to settle in. And another thing I want to talk about in this battle pass is what Osa is said to be doing during this time. Now, this is when Rainbow and Nighthaven are in their base of operations for the conflict which is happening in Detroit, which we get to play as in Dual Front. And we hear that Osa just finished working on the shield, which is a reference to Clash's new CCE Mark II shield, because Osa did upgrade that shield for her. But it said that she has just started working on something else. Now, in my initial Battle Pass breakdown, I presumed this would be talking about upgrading another operator's gadget, which is going to be the Year 10 Season 4 Pathfinding Attacker Remaster, which could be IQ or Fuse or Thatcher or Blitz, any of the pathfinding attackers. But in the same vein, she could also be working on the gadget for the new agent, which is a part of Nighthaven. So Osa's working on a gadget for them, Callie is calling him in, and then we're going to see him next season as the new operator. And I know I said Nighthaven ops are called agents, but operator as a franchise term, when we're talking about the game, when we're talking about these in game, we call them operators. But from a narrative standpoint, only the Rainbow ops are called operators. The Nighthaven ones are called agents. And I don't know what Deimos is called. A legionnaire, I guess, or a legion member. But yeah, maybe I'm reading into all of this wrong. Maybe there's simply just another Nighthaven agent, which Pulse does have a grievance with. But from a surface level, I don't really think he's got any issues with any of these guys. The closest thing I can think of is maybe from the Collision Point Battle Pass, where we have this one from Grim saying, tranquil times make for dull soldiers. Never rest. Keep your mind as sharp as my blade, Pulse. But that doesn't really seem like any beef between these two guys. He's kind of just giving him a bit of inspiration, or his outlook on, you know, Grim's a bit of more of the hardened, doesn't really care about anyone's feelings or none of the nonsense that goes on. He's just there to do his job. But even if she was talking about Grim here, it wouldn't make sense because he was in the initial team which scouted out this district in Detroit anyway, so he was already deployed on this mission. So Callie calling him in after he's already deployed wouldn't make sense narratively. Maybe I'm missing something which is right in front of me. Maybe one of you guys are going to watch this right now and be like, oh, well, she's clearly talking about X, Y, and Z. But I feel like she has to be talking about this new operator. Again, this entire theory does kind of fall flat if we just listen to what Alex K said and said that this operator is joining the Team Rainbow roster. But like I also mentioned, he might just be saying that for simplicity and marketing sake. I know we all understand this, and I know we all follow the game, but imagine if you don't really follow the game as much and you see they announce a new operator and they say, yeah, he's joining the Nighthaven roster. They might not really know what that means. So I'm going to assume when he says joining the Team Rainbow roster, he just means like joining Rainbow Six Siege as a game, as a playable operator. And the final thing I'll say why I think this is a Nighthaven op is because the gun in his hand kind of looks like that stolen Nighthaven ordnance that we saw the Keres Legion take from Nighthaven themselves. Also, I want you to hear what they had to say about this weapon as well, because apparently it's going to have a lot of destruction to it.
I really love what this gadget brings to defense, but our Season 3 operator will also bring a little extra hardware to their loadout.
We know how everyone loves a new weapon added to the arsenal of tools at your disposal, and this one fits so well with the destructive nature of Siege.
You'll be able to use this new weapon when our Swiss operator launches in Season 3, and we can promise this. It packs a punch.
Also, they say hardware. Is this going to be like a hard breaching gun, or is it going to do with hard breaching, or is like hardware like a play on the fact that maybe their main gadget is software based and it's electronic? I don't know. We can probably try and analyze everything they say, but yeah, sounds exciting. So that is all we currently know about the Year 10 Season 3 operator joining Rainbow Six Siege. I'm really excited to hear more about this op. The devs have been hyping him up quite a bit, and if they're excited, trust me, we should be excited. So be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you on the next video. I love you all. Stay safe. Have a good one.